Hey guys, Anthony here, AFT Dog Training. I'm doing a video on how to properly train your dog. Alright? I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, but I'm not the one out there that's saying to ban prong collars, ban remote collars, ban harnesses, ban martingales, ban gentle leaders, ban head halties, ban seminars. I'm not the one doing it. And a lot of my colleagues that are balanced dog trainers aren't. The force-free and positive-only dog training movement is, and it's happening here in the United States. It happened over in the UK. You can look at the investigation from third-party news outlets where the RSPCA is euthanizing 30% of their animals. PETA is 90%, so 10 animals come in, 9 of them are euthanized by choice. So this stuff is happening. If you own a dog that you adopted or rescued, that could have been your dog. This is happening. And if you love your dog, be involved. So when I was the vice president of Animal Shelter here, one of the largest ones here in eastern Pennsylvania, we euthanized one dog for behavior issues in 3.5 years. One dog. All right? That's because the canine manager studied underneath us and we showed her how to use remote collar, prong collar, the safest dog training tools out there. Remote collar, prong collar. All right? So instead of doing a video like Dr. Ian Dunbar, PhD, Jean Donaldson, the videos if you're watching this series on YouTube, where she's whipping around a dog and hanging a dog up in the air using positive reinforcement and force-free. This is what she says it is. Hang your dog in the air, force-free. Nobody is calling it out, but I'm going to start doing it. Maybe some of my colleagues will start speaking up. Right? So, when you're talking about the 4 quadrants, I'll talk about it again. You have positive reinforcement, where I'm rewarding a dog for an action. You have negative reinforcement, where you're applying an aversive to have a dog do a wanted behavior. You have positive punishment when you're applying an aversive to stop an unwanted behavior. And you have negative punishment, where you remove something that the dog likes for a wanted behavior. If you watch some of the series that I'm doing already with Jean Donaldson, she is even confused on what negative reinforcement is. As she's hanging a dog about 3 feet off the ground, she's saying that's negative reinforcement. That's not negative reinforcement. I'm going to show you negative reinforcement right here. Right there's a little bit. Sit. Negative reinforcement, positive reinforcement. Break. That's negative reinforcement. When Jean Donaldson or Victoria Stillwell is hanging a dog up in the air 3 feet off the ground, that's not negative reinforcement. That is 100% positive punishment. And if you're going to throw out the 4 quadrants, then you have to throw out the terms force-free and positive only, because that's the whole reason why you're pushing that. Right? So, I'm going to show you negative reinforcement for a place command. Now, in Dr. Ian Dunbar's video that I did, not that I did, but I showed his trainer using negative reinforcement on a pure breed dog. I think it was a buckle collar, which is dangerous. But she was still using negative reinforcement and trying to do this, throw treats onto the placemat. But eventually, she hung the dog up in the air a little bit to get the dog to go on the placemat. Here, Scarlett place, negative reinforcement, down, positive reinforcement. All right. Now if I want her to do a come command from here and use leash tension, Scarlett, come, good girl, negative reinforcement, positive reinforcement, break. So once you have a full understanding of the quadrants, you can completely debunk the terms force-free and positive only. This is just facts and science. And I don't mind having a conversation with anybody with the PhD because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. as seen with the Dr. Ian Dunbar videos that I've done. He purposely screamed at a dog and scared the dog, saying that it's a positive reinforcement to teach the dog a threshold. I'm going to show you a threshold with a dog. See this threshold? That is a threshold. I didn't scream at the dog. I didn't force fear onto the dog like Dr. Ian Dunbar did, who has a PhD. This is why I say anybody has a PhD or wrote articles on dog training, don't believe it, don't buy into it if they don't show you the videos. So, and then what other video I did? I can't find any videos on. So if you're looking at people that wrote books on dog training, look at somebody like Sean O'Shea, wrote a book on dog training. Tons of videos of his work. Look at somebody like, I think her name's Annie Phoenix, Midnight Dog Walkers. She wrote a book. No videos. 0.0. No videos. So if you don't have a video attached to what you're explaining, why should I even believe it at all? Why should I believe it at all? You wrote a whole book and you can't show me a video of it? Now I did the video on Jean Donaldson. You know, it has bestiality in the video, so it's not safe for work with her own dog humping her leg into a completion. But she was using that as positive reinforcement, so when the dog did a command to make the dog happy and reward the dog, she did positive reinforcement and let the dog hump her leg. And that went on for a long time. It's not safe for work video. If you don't want to see it, it's pretty disgusting. But these are people that are on the boards of these dog organizations, such as, or very highly recommended by the Pet Professional Guild. But then they get mad at somebody like Jeff Gelman throwing a cotton towel at a dog. So Jean Donaldson holding a dog off the ground, by about 3 feet off the ground, choking it, that's fine. And that went on for a long time. Zach George doing it for like an hour. That's fine. Throw a paper towel or a cotton towel at a dog, not fine. So there are a bunch of bullies in the dog training world where they want to gather up and dictate to you who they like. They like Zach George, Victoria Stilwell, severely injuring and abusing a dog on video. And as soon as you can see some of the videos, I mean, it's hard to find them. Please send them to me, aftdogtraining@gmail.com, and I will analyze it. Almost all dog trainers, I mean, use all 4 quadrants. Now, a dog being completely naked, which is this. This is a naked dog. There's nothing on them. Scarlett place, Scarlett down. That is where you want to get to. The tools help us get to that. You know, the tools help. And there's no injury, and I've trained thousands of dogs. There's no injury that the prong collar did where it becomes embedded into the dog's neck. The only way that happens is if somebody puts a prong collar on a dog, and as a puppy they grow into the prong collar, which has also happened to a buckle collar, a martingale collar, and a harness. That's fact. The dog grew into the harness, the skin grew over the harness. But you do not see them trying to ban the harness. You tell me that was very pleasant for the dog to have that harness on so tight that the skin grew over the harness? There's pictures of that out there. Again, they're pushing propaganda to ban the tools, so let me put these embedded prong pictures out there and say it happened from a prong collar. False. It didn't happen from a prong collar used properly. The only time I can see anybody having a prong collar be embedded into the dog's neck as if my dog Scarlett was standing there and I took the leash and I body slammed the dog with the prong collar onto that side. Yeah, it might penetrate her neck. That's the same thing for the harness though. Dog's in the harness, I body slam the dog onto the ground. They'll probably end up with a broken leg or something. So, regardless if you have opinions on dog training, we're going off of the learning theory and the science that they are talking about. If they are talking about this science, they should be the ones doing it then. If they're saying positive reinforcement only out of the 4 quadrants, and the species is the only species that learns that way on this planet, then let's see it. But again, from the video footage from the top echelon of positive only and force-free people, I have not seen it. I want you to take a difficult dog, not a pure breed that's genetically made to do stuff. Take a mixed dog that has issues, your regular shelter rescue dog, and tell me that positive nonsense. Show it to me from the beginning to the end, not something mid-session. I thank Jean Donaldson for posting a video and putting, and that video is there because they're hard to find, where she took the dog and put them purposely into a situation where she knew the dog would fail. All right, Zach George did that too. And these people hate Cesar Millan. And on Cesar Millan's show, I've never seen him hang a dog for almost an hour with a buckle collar in hopes that the dog stops, like Zach George's video. I've never seen Cesar Millan put the amount of fear that Dr. Ian Dunbar did into a dog like I seen in Dr. Ian Dunbar's video. So, if you have any videos, send them to me, aftdogtraining@gmail.com. I'll analyze it. And anytime there's tension on that leash and guidance, I don't care if they're using that clicker, they're using negative reinforcement or positive punishment with the leash, and then they're also using a clicker to mark and giving a reward. This is completely force-free, naked dog. All right, so the force-free movement many times can't do this with their own dogs, even if they have 20 years of dog training, they still can't do it. All right, so the tools help you get to here, and using the tools properly, then you're able to do this. All right, so hopefully continue watching this series. There's more to come, and I have a lot more videos that are going to be coming out of positive only, people that call themselves positive only and force free, and it's not, it is the farthest thing from the truth.